Amanda here from Create Your Future. Today I've got Coneigh joining us. Hi, Coneigh.
Hi.
Guys, we have a really exciting video. It is how to get over your insecurities. So we're going to talk about, how to get over your insecurities, because a lot of the times, it's ourselves getting in the way of ourselves from being in a relationship because maybe we don't look good enough yet, or maybe we're worried about what people think, or the big one is when somebody, like, say, cancels, making it mean that we're not good enough. And these are all insecurities that we want to be past, because remember, each and every one of you guys is perfect, and and to deem yourself as anything else is basically just a story that you're creating. So we're going to go over a whole bunch of tips on how you can get to feeling good about your self-concept and feeling like you're perfect and affirming that you are perfect. So awesome. Welcome, Coneigh.
Hi. Okay, so I love that we chose this topic because this is something that I actually struggled with for a really, really long time. And when I was able to finally start focusing on the reasons why I was accepted rather than worrying about the rejection, I was able to completely turn it around. So the first tip that I have, and this is like back to the basics, like general, because God, have I been there where I didn't even know what to affirm about myself. And I think I said this in another video as well, but if anything, the first place to start, I know you have a loved one out there, even if it's just one. I know you have more than that, but there's got to be somebody out there who loves you unconditionally. Call them, call your best friend, call your sister, brother, mom, whoever it is, and ask them, please remind me why I'm good enough. It sounds so simple and so small, but it goes a very, very, very long way. Write those down and then create I am accepted because affirmations. I am accepted by my specific person because I'm beautiful. I am accepted by my specific person because I'm kind. I am accepted because I'm loving. I am accepted because I'm blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, does it go a long way.
Yeah. And that ties into, this is always the exercise that we get people to do to dump things out of their subconscious mind that are bothering them. So write out all your insecurities, everything that you think is wrong with you, like whether it be the way you look or, anything, all your insecurities, okay, like your weight and everything, like I'm too fat, whatever. And then change each and every one of them into a positive affirmation. So meaning, I am the perfect body weight. People think I'm amazing. People think I'm funny. And go through and then even create some new ones as well. And I would even add, instead, do I am accepted. Create that list into a I am accepted list, right? And read that list often, right? Read it often till you actually start to feel it, and until people start repeating it back to you. Because when people start repeating it back to you, you've got zero blocks and you're throwing it out there. You know what I mean? When it starts reflecting back, you're putting out those vibes, and people, because everyone's you pushed out. So if you say it, you think it, they're gonna bring it back, right?
Exactly. And that brings me to my next point too. Once you have started to learn to believe that you are worthy enough with those I am accepted affirmations, this is going to help too with people that are struggling. And you'd be surprised, this is a huge block, not feeling good enough in terms of like weight and things like that. Because I know that sometimes society tells us, oh, you have to look a certain way. Not true. Here's how you fix that mindset. Look at yourself in the mirror. Point out everything that you hate about yourself, and then tell yourself why. Even if it's one reason that you have to make up, you'll start to believe it the more that you say it. Tell yourself one reason why you love that part of your body. For example, there was a period in my life where I had really bad body image issues and I hated my arms. I thought my arms were awful for whatever stupid reason. I told myself my arms were awful, right? I started looking in the mirror every day and saying, you know what? I don't have anything nice to say to my arms right now, but I am so grateful that they work. I'm so grateful that my arms can pick things up and I have range of motion in my arms and I still have arms and things like that, right? I used to think my hair was horrible. So I started saying, I'm grateful that I have hair, right? I didn't like my eyelashes for a period of time. You know what? At least I have eyelashes. They look really good in that one mascara and I'm really grateful for that. It goes a long way. And you'd be surprised at how your image changes when you start affirming that your image is good enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny. if you take a look back at your pictures, right, from when you're like young to when you're older, you'll notice that all the ages you go through, you actually look a little bit different, right? So
Mhm.
there's proof right there that you can actually change the way that you look, because as you age, you actually change the way you look. So you can change the way that your face ages and looks as it ages as well. So keep that in mind when you make these affirmations about having this cute little button nose and whatnot that you want, right? But I think a really, really important part is to take a look in your relationship. Are you creating basically a condition that you need to lose 5 pounds before you're going to get in that relationship? If you are, you've got to put that in your mental diet and say, no, you know what? I'm getting the relationship now, no matter how I look. For those of
Yeah.
you guys out there that are worried about how you look in your relationships, think about this. You want someone to love you unconditionally. Right now, the way you look, you want them to love you. And 5 years from now, when you have a baby with them, you want them to love the way you look when you have a baby. 50 years from now, when you're with them, and you're looking a little bit older, you
Mhm.
want them to still want to be with you. Okay. So,
Yeah.
you know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting to, manifest looking like a supermodel and being skinny and gorgeous, but don't put that condition on having what you want, is what I'm trying to say here. Right.
Oh, I
You
love it.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
because you know what? It's about wanting to have someone to love you for the way you are, regardless of what you look like. I'm not saying let go and don't be healthy and don't manifest looking gorgeous. Like, oh yes, all the power to you, do it, but don't make that a condition to what you want. Do you want someone to love you the minute you wake up? I used to have this girlfriend, and she would always wear makeup because she never went to bed because she never wanted her boyfriend to see her without makeup. She'd rather the eyes mascara smeared across their face, right, and wreck her pillowcases with this black makeup than her boyfriend to see her without makeup.
Mhm.
And it was like, wow, are you going to do that until you're like 80 years old? Is that what
Right.
we're
Right.
planning here?
Right. It reminds me a lot of like some things that I've been doing myself in terms of like what they like to call shadow work, where it's pretty much just going in and allowing yourself to accept the parts of you that you've rejected, the parts that seem
Mhm.
really, really ugly. Because I think another block that I see too is a lot of people come in and do we not want to react and do we want to get in control of those? Absolutely. But like I see a lot of people that come in and they're so fearful of reacting because they're afraid of being rejected because of these ugly parts of them. If you can learn to accept the good and the bad, everybody else around you will too. It's just like Marilyn Monroe said it best. If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Same thing goes with
Exactly. But it's not about giving someone that ultimatum. It's about intending that they love you at their worst. Then you've nailed it. You know what I say? I say,
Mhm.
Andrew loves me no matter what. And he loves me when I'm crazy. He puts up
Right.
with me because you know what? He's understanding and he's accepting of me no matter who I am. Because at the core, he thinks I'm a great person and he wants to be with me. It's not about, look, it's not about acting out and giving someone that ultimatum.
Right.
It's about intending inside that's the person that they are, that they love you for who they are. And I'll be honest, okay, the one reason why we love anybody is because they like us unconditionally. That's the
Mhm.
reason, okay?
Mhm.
People ask, why are you with Andrew? Because he likes me for who I am, period. I don't have to be someone different. I don't have to pretend. I can express my feelings. And in fact, when I'm having my crazy days, he loves me even more than the days that I'm normal.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Other important thing that I want to point out is not making other people's behavior that you don't like mean that you're not good enough. Okay. So
Yeah.
for instance, okay, because this is an extra layer of story. Example. Okay. So I had a guy once that said he didn't want to be in a committed relationship with me. Okay. So instead of me realizing that I was projecting that onto him, okay, I turned around and made that mean that I wasn't good enough because there was something wrong with me. Okay,
Mm.
now I've just created an extra layer of insecurities and issues with myself that didn't need to be there. No, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. Okay, this
Mhm.
bubble is perfect. What was wrong with him? I was projecting commitment issues on him. I was saying he's got an issue with commitment. He's got an issue with commitment. And then when he turned around and said, Amanda, I have an issue with commitment, I turned around and said, oh my God, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I good enough? But that wasn't what it was. I'm
Yes.
perfect. I
Yeah.
just intended he had issues with commitment, and that got reflected back. So how often are you guys doing that? Okay. When somebody says, supposedly rejects you, right? Rejection story is just making it about you and that you're not good enough, when really you've projected issues onto them. The story with them needs to be changed, and you need to start telling yourself you're perfect. I don't want to hear one of you guys say that you ain't perfect. Everybody right now, comment, I am perfect, whole and complete. I deserve everything I want right now because I'm good enough to get it, you know?
Yes.
Sorry, there's my rant. Pen drop.
No, I love that. That was so perfect, because it reminds me of when I was really, really young, probably like 18 or 19, before I even knew law of attraction, like what that was. I used to have this rejection story of my own that, like, I'm too fat. I'm not good enough for a boyfriend. All the girls who are size 00s are the ones that get guys with blonde hair, and I'm too fat, right? And so what would happen? I would date these guys who would date me for 3 weeks and then choose other girls who were 00s over me, because I told them subconsciously, I'm not good enough for you because I'm too fat. You need to go find a size 00. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. And when I started realizing it's okay to be my size, because every human is different. Like, I am beautiful just the way that I am, no matter what size I am. Guys flocked to me still.
I know. I've never, you know what? I've been really skinny. I've been even more overweight than now. It's been like this, but I'll tell you, I've never had a problem getting a boyfriend, and actually some really good looking boyfriends in my past, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've got a history of being an professional amateur stand-up comedian as well. And I got up on stage no matter how I looked, because I was confident in who I am. I'm perfect. If you're bigger and you think you're gorgeous and you're beautiful, you are going to be gorgeous and beautiful. If you're skinny and insecure, you're going to be insecure, and people are going to feel that. The most attractive thing that you can have is confidence in yourself. And you know what? If there's anyone, okay, you know what? There's been guys out there that they look like but they've got confidence, and you're like, I don't know, he's quirky looking, but there's just something about him, Like, I mean, look at Quentin Tarantino. Sure, maybe for some people, but he's hot because he's got confidence. At least I think so. Anyway, like, he ain't no Brad Pitt, but you know what? He's confident in who he is, right? And that's like the biggest thing, is be confident in who you are, and people are gonna think you're gorgeous, right? And think about why you like people. You like people because of the way that they make you feel, right? So that's the same reason why people like you, not because maybe your hair or your weight or anything like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's completely true. Another thing too is like the last thing I want to mention that I almost forgot about, but I looked down at my notes. The changing the narrative. Sometimes this doesn't really have it can have something to do with body. It's kind of more of a general thing though. I get a lot of people that have a tendency to come into my sessions and I'll be like, so what are you struggling with? Like, what's going on? And they're like, well, I see this one person doing this, but that's just hard for me. And I just can't seem to get over how hard that is for me. Or I want to go back to school, but that just seems so undoable. Or, I wish I could do the dishes every day, but I hate doing the dishes. Stop affirming that you hate these things and that it's hard for you. Start affirming that these things come easy. They come effortlessly. You have fun going to school. You have fun getting up and going to work. You're working your dream job. If the block is you hate your job, right? Watch how magically these things transform and change around. When you start speaking as if you love what you're doing, or you know how to do this one thing, and even if you don't believe it yet, you will believe it. Give it 2 weeks. 2.
Right. Well, this is it, right? Start accepting your reality, and then you can even intend that maybe, for instance, I don't like loading the dishwasher, and I intend that Andrew always does it, and he does. Or you intend, you can create, but good point. Stop resisting your current reality, and start intending it's easy, that you enjoy doing it, and then you can recreate it from there in a lot easier of a way. Oh my goodness, such an amazing video. So many good points, guys. So you know what? I mean, get on those insecurities, write out those I accept me statements that Coneigh has suggested, as well as take those insecurities, make them into positive affirmations, throw out that list of insecurities, read those new positive affirmations until you believe them and they start getting reflected back in your reality to you. Put them in your mental diet. Hey guys, you know what? Start loving yourselves and declaring that you're perfect, and stop making the issues you project on other people mean that you're not good enough, because I can tell you 80% of you, that's the biggest downfall, especially with manifesting somebody. So if you're feeling rejected, then that's exactly what you're doing. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for being here today, Coneigh. You are amazing.
And you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
And guys, Connie's still having a sale, so definitely check out the link in the description below if you would like her to help you. So to set up coaching with her. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see all your perfect little faces in the next video. Bye-bye.